It's a lot like this problem right here. On this one, it says we got 800 feet of fencing and we want to make 3 pins as shown here. So these 3 pins. So we're going to use the building here as part of the fence. So all we really need is to put fence here, 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 and here, and along here. So we don't need fencing across the back. So let's call this X. And if that's X, then this is also X, these fences. So the total amount of fencing we have is 800 feet. Those 4 fences that I just marked off as X make up 4X. So the amount of fence that's left to use here is going to be 800 minus 4X. Now, if we had to also fence across here, we'd have to divide that in 2 so we could use half of it here and half of it there. But since we're using a building here, and in your problem a stream for one of the sides, we don't need to do that. So once we use up X feet of fencing along each of these, there's 800 minus 4X left. I think your problem calls this Y, but we don't really need to call it Y. The area that's going to be enclosed is just the length times width. So that's the length here times the width. So that's just 800 minus 4X times X. And if you distribute that through, you get 800X minus 4X squared. So this function will take in the length X here, and it gives you the area of the pins. So what you want to do is find the vertex of this. If you were to graph this, it would look something like this. And any point on here would be a point where the X value tells you X, and the Y value is the area you'd get. So what we want to do is find this one up here, because that's the one with the maximum area. So you find the vertex by doing X is minus B over 2A. In this case, B is the coefficient with X, so B is 800. And A in this case is negative 4. So you wind up with negative 800 over negative 8, which is 100. So that tells you X should be 100 to maximize the area. But it's asking us what is the largest area we can enclose. So the largest area is going to be when X is 100. So the area is going to be A of 100, which is 800 minus 4X. X is 100 times X, which is 100. Basically, I'm taking the 100 and I'm plugging it into this version of the function. Now, we could plug it into this version, but I plugged it into that one because it's kind of nice. This right here gives us 800 minus 4 times 100, that's 400. So that's how long the thing is, times 100. So that gives you 40,000, and that's 40,000 square feet. So that's the maximum area you could enclose. And if they ask you for the dimensions, you'd say X is 100, and Y would be the 400.